Well, hello, and we meet again. Yet another attempt to try to do something. Um, if you're patient and you've stuck along for the trail, I appreciate it. A lot's happened over the last couple months, and honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to find a standard of things. And so, what I'm hoping is in my attempt to find a standard for myself, I can be in help. Wow, I could be a help to others. So, taking a few moments here to just share with you uh, just a verse of encouragement, hopefully for today. Uh, we had been going through Matthew after trying to do or the Old Testament, and so we're going to try and keep going. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 4. And if you're familiar at all with the passage, it's where we discuss what's commonly called the temptation of Christ. And it's where Satan tries to tempt Jesus with what we call the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. And Jesus resists it by quoting scripture, quoting Old Testament Bible passages. Uh, and what I thought was really neat about the passage is here in verse 11. You see it says, "And the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him." The God of this universe faced a spiritual battle, quoted scripture, and still needed to be ministered unto, still needed that rest, that assurance, that help, that assistance. And I know that in my life, it's very easy to think I can do everything. And I get reminded pretty quickly I can't. Um, and so I don't know about you, don't know the things that you struggle with or you face, but are you trying to do it by yourself? Do you realize that you have friends around you that can help you, or you've got family that can help you? And if you say, I really don't, uh, honestly, this is why we're supposed to find a church body to be a part of, a church family to be a part of, is so that we get that we get that assist, we get that help. Sometimes the help is just someone praying for you. Sometimes the help is someone just checking in on you, sending you a text message or a, a Facebook message or whatever means that you use to chat. But they do that to do an encouragement to you. And there's not a requirement. We don't have a list at church that we're given that says, hey, you need to check on these people. Now, at least we as the regular, I don't want to say the church members, but when we do see some of those, maybe prayer time on a Wednesday when we do our prayer service and we mention, hey, we haven't seen so and so. We want to pray for them, or we know that they're not feeling well, so we want to pray for them, or something along that line. But that's when we lift the family members in prayer. And then maybe the next day we text them, go, hey, we missed you yesterday. Or there's a youth activity. I know last week my couple of my boys were part of a youth activity here in town. If they weren't there, they'd be like, hey, we missed you yesterday, or hey, we missed you, Saturday at the event, or whatever it is. And that's when the family members go and they help each other out. So as you go through your day today, you know, do you have your family members around you? Now, here's the key that you have to remember. And here's the second part that I'm guilty at. You can't always be looking for the people to reach out to you. You need to be willing to reach out to others. And if you don't reach out to other people, yeah, it's still possible people will reach out to you and check in on you. But if you really want to be part of a family, you really want to show that family environment like you should be reaching out to others too. Because after this verse here in verse 11, what do we see in verse 12? Now, when Jesus heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. So he, got himself taken care of. But then his next step, let me check on the others. Let me take care of other people. Let me look towards other people. I'm not saying this is the absolute standard, that this is what God was teaching in this passage. What I'm showing is what I'm hoping you see, I should say, or at least what I saw, is just the principle is the way we should live. Anyway, I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day. Take care.